Hey, big world out there. This is Tyra Jefferson, and I'm here with my co-host,
Wylondria Jefferson.
And guys, we're back with some more episodes for the Push Through Talk, the Push Through podcast, and let's just go ahead and get into it. If you all are new here, this is the Push Through Talk. Push Through stands for Powerful, Unique, Successful Heroes that have risen untouched. So I started this talk because I grew up in a single-parent household, and I know how bad of a struggle that was for me. And there's a backstory in our other episodes, so make sure you go back and listen. But I just wanted this podcast to have real talks with you all and let y'all know that y'all are powerful, unique, successful heroes that have risen untouched. And yes, I did take a little break with the podcast, but we're back and we're here to talk with you all because, as you know, this is my senior year of high school. So we need to have a real senior year talk, college ready talk. So I hope y'all are ready. Just to let y'all know, if y'all hear any background noise, we are back and better, but we are on the road, actually coming from a college visit, North Carolina Central University. So we are just coming from there, so y'all may hear the road, but we are coming to y'all from all spaces, all areas, because we need to come back on this podcast, chat with y'all, and just come back for it. Come back for the better. Okay, guys, so this year I am officially a senior. I started this podcast, was I 11? I think so. I believe I started this podcast when I was 11. Either way, I'm 17 now, turning 18 May 20th. Y'all know, I'm about to be big grown. But, this is my senior year of high school, and I have applied, did all my college applications. I actually was done with my applications probably around September.
Yep.
I started all my applications in August. Did early action for every school, and I've gotten into over half of the schools. I've only gotten rejected from 2 schools and waitlisted from 2 schools as well. But I've gotten into pretty much all of the schools I've wanted to. I didn't get into Spelman, however, but I've gotten into Hampton, Norfolk State University, Morgan State, University of Maryland Eastern Shore, Winthrop. I said Norfolk,
Clark,
and then
Atlanta.
Clark, Atlanta. It's SCAD, y'all.
Johnson and Wells.
Yeah, I've gotten into
Alabama State.
yeah,
Alabama State, Virginia State, Virginia Union.
Yep, it's a lot of schools I've gotten into so far. So let's just talk about the elephant in the room. So this is a big elephant.
Ooh, I'm here.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, elephant.
But the actual elephant in the room.
Am I actually an elephant?
No. Okay. So I know we're probably trying to figure out, where are you going to go to school? Where are you going, girl? Where are you going? Y'all, I don't know. And that's the thing that's really stressing me out. And I feel like people asking me that constantly is stressing me out than making the actual decision. Every day in school, every time I see someone, they're like, have you decided on where you're going? And then sometimes at school, it'll be the same people asking me. And I'm like, guys, I don't know. And I feel like y'all are rushing me. I already feel rushed because I know I need to make a decision. I know I need this. I know I need that. And I still don't know where I'm going, and which is really, really stressful for me. And I think that is so real. And I feel like people don't talk about that as much because a lot of people have in their minds, what school they're going to go to. But actually, like, if you do what I did, because a lot of people, I've done over 20 applications. Most people I know did like 3 or 4 applications that sent out. So they don't have as wide of a variety of what schools to narrow down to. So I guess it's more stressful for me because I have all these schools giving me an opportunity and I don't know which one to choose. So...
Okay, the answer to the elephant in the room.
Huh?
Okay, so part of that's my fault because with my background in higher education, I wanted her to have as many choices as possible because I know a lot of students, they feel they want a specific school for whatever reason. However, you have to look at and open up your options because another school can offer the same thing and may give you more money.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason for all of the applications was because I wanted her to have an array of opportunities to choose from, and see how they offer her based on her applying there, her grade point average, her resume, and then we can come to that decision.
Yeah, and the thing is, I would definitely recommend people doing more than 3 or 4 applications, because you're always going to need a backup plan. Especially like if you live in one state, you're going to want to do as many applications in that one state and see who gives you the most money, and then you can branch out to doing out of state. For me, majority of the schools I applied to were out of state, because I've been in South Carolina all my life, y'all. I don't want to be here no more, if I'm being honest. Not saying that I'm crossing out South Carolina for good, because I did apply to some South Carolina schools, but I definitely recommend applying for as many schools as possible, because the Common App gives you up to 20 schools. So I applied to 20 schools on the Common App, then some schools on the Black Common App, and then some schools from their actual website as well. So I definitely recommend reaching out to different schools and applying, because say you have your heart set on one school, you don't get in, and that's the only school you applied for, so now you're scraping trying to get applications in, and you missed the deadline, this and that. That's a lot of work. So that's why I did all my applications in August and got them all done by like September.
Now, the downside to that is, although you may apply to all those schools, and if you're wanting to go to a school that's out of state of where you live, just know you will be leaving all of that state support money from the state that you living in to go to out of state that you cannot take with you. So what in actuality what that will do is that will make the bill that you will owe to make up the difference for the tuition, room, board, and fees much higher. And that's a responsibility that will be on you, but mostly your parents or your guardian. So also keep in mind, and the only thing that's going to do is damper your spirit of where you want to go, because you may not be able to come up with $24,000 or $34,000, because some of those schools, if it's state supported, they have out-of-state fees. If it's not state supported, they don't have out-of-state fees, but their tuition is still just as high. Mm-hmm. So that's something you have to think about.
Mm-hmm. So why is this college decision so hard for me, guys? The college decision is hard because of finances. College is so expensive, guys. So first doing this, I didn't understand. I would tell my mom when I saw the financial awards, when I got the first one back, I was like, can you break this down for me? Because I'm not quite understanding. And I just found out today that you gotta pay all that before you get in. I'm thinking college.
A bill.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's like a phone bill. If you miss it, you'll just you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
You can pay monthly.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I didn't know you had.
Sometimes you can set it up like that, but you have to pay. Just like when you get a new phone, they tell you got to pay a percentage. So you still got to have some money to put down, and you can set up your payments monthly.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So yeah. Or either you just pay it all out right then. But
yeah.
You have options.
So we've already on your FAFSA you could put 10 schools down. We've been putting our schools down on our FAFSA to see the financial awards letters, and that's what's helping us make our decision and narrow down the schools. So, actually, is it helping us make our decision? Because I've gotten some financial awards letters back, and I've seen the price, but for some reason, y'all, I'm still wanting to go to them schools.
And I do not understand it. That's just, look, okay, this is basically what it is, and no disrespect to you, but that's just the selfishness of you wanting what you want and you trying to go for what you feel you want. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, that's when you have to really open your mind and look at the big picture. It's not just you. Mm-hmm. And then too, if you can help from putting yourself in debt, then think about that too, because you're going to have loans that you'll have to pay back. And that could just be the first year, but it may not just be the first year. It might be every year. And then you have to look at the big picture. And I use myself as an example when I'm explaining it to her, that I showed her my loan. And I ain't going to tell you how much it is, but I'm asking for help from Biden. So basically, I'm waiting too. And even though I pay all my bills on time, pay my cards on time, if I were to try and get another house or another car, they're going to look at, okay, all this good, but you have all these student loans, and it hurts you. Regardless if you paid everything else on time, but because you have those student loans out there, they play a part in the other things that you want to do as you get older.
Yeah.
And this is just undergrad. What if you want to go to graduate school?
Yeah.
What if you want to go to get your doctorate? So,
okay, that leads into the next segment. What I'm actually looking for with college. So what I'm looking for, I plan on, at first I wanted to study in graphic design or animation. Graphic design, I do that now. So I know, like, I've already, not saying I'm a pro at graphic design, but I don't feel like, not knocking anyone who's studying graphic design, but for me, I feel like that's just, you know, I could learn. I'm self-taught on a lot of things. Yeah, of course I could learn more. You can learn more with any career, but I just don't think, I think graphic design is more something that I would use as like a side hustle for me, like making logos and everything for people. So what actually I've been doing is researching architecture. And I've been looking at schools who have architecture programs. So like Hampton University, Howard does have architecture. We're waiting on it. That's a whole nother conversation. What other school? Morgan State has architecture. Winthrop has architecture. So, and I've also seen that architecture is a 5-year program. So that's probably more expensive. Is it more expensive? No. Okay.
I mean, that's an extra year of school.
Yeah. But, so I've been looking at studying in architecture. And my thing is, this has been big for me. I've been saying this since middle school, though. I really want to go to an HBCU. Like, I know my mama, I know she's already like, you don't have to. I know you really want to. You don't have to. You don't have to. But I've been so passionate about that since I was in middle school. So here's a little backstory. My mom worked at Benedict College for 22 years. I call myself a Benedict alumni. And I'm sorry, Benedict, but as long as I've been there, I've been there for 2006
to 2020.
I've been in there since I was in your belly. What do you mean?
But that don't count.
It does. It does. But like, since what year did you stop? 2020.
2020.
So like, I grew up at Benedict. Benedict was all I knew. When I would come after school, come to Benedict with my mom, go to Benedict basketball games, go to Benedict registration, orientation, open house. I was at Benedict all the time. I saw the environment, and even though, you know, people say stuff
after hours.
Right. Even though people say stuff about Benedict, people talk about every school, but like, Benedict is, I don't personally want to attend Benedict because I was there for so long, but Benedict is home for me. That's why I call myself an alumni of Benedict. But seeing that HBCU family environment, going to homecoming, seeing how once you see people that you haven't seen in years and y'all get together and it's like y'all been seeing each other every day. Like, just seeing that's what made me really want to go to a HBCU, and really that's the reason I want to go to a HBCU. And it's deeper than
you shadow. You enjoyed how the professors interact with the students, and how the students felt so welcoming.
I actually literally remember that. I was in a actual class at Benedict, and I was in the class, and when I came in, you know how like the first day of school you come in, like if you're a new student, I'm thinking they all gonna be looking at me like, ooh, who is that? But when I came in, they was all like, hey, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, just seeing, I know they probably not gonna do that in college in real life, especially at an 8 a.m. class, but like, just seeing, like, because it's our people, so like going to HBCU is deeper than just, you know, wanting to go to a school for our people. Of course, that's
And
one of the
have
reasons
the support of your professors.
Yeah.
They're making sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. If you're not in class, they'll let you know, okay, I didn't see you in my class. Why were you not in class? They chastise you as if they've known you and they're your true family.
Yeah.
To make sure you stay on the right path.
So it's going to HBCU is a deeper meaning for me, and is really why I want to go to a HBCU. And I feel like I've been stressing that for a long time, because that's just really like what I'm passionate about, what I want to do. And a lot of people be like, why don't you just go to Benedict? Y'all, just like I don't want to stay in South Carolina because I've been here all my life, I don't want to go to Benedict because I've been there all my life. But I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to be at Benedict homecoming. Even if I go to school in Virginia, Washington, I'm going to make it down here to Benedict homecoming though. But I just really love the HBCU environment. So when making this decision, I'm taking all that into account. Of course, I got to think about finances. Of course, I got to think about this, but I also don't want to go anywhere where I'm like, I really don't want to go here. And I forgot to mention earlier that I got accepted into North Carolina Central, even though we just left from North Carolina Central as well. So they're also on the radar as well for a school I want to go to. But
and next week you go to?
Next week I go to Fayetteville State. So yeah. So y'all, this is going to be just one episode right here. Not a long episode, but it was a good conversation. And if y'all have any questions or any advice, or anyone who's actually attending any of the schools that I've listed, just let me know and just chat with me about it. Because like I said, I'm still debating on a decision. I'm still trying to make a decision, and it is stressful. It is, because you know, this is my senior year, so I'm doing that, and then I got to decide on college, get the room deposit in, the admissions. It's like all that stuff that plays into it. And I didn't think it was going to be this stressful, but
what I will say is, it'll make you think. It'll make you work on your time management. It'll make you want to be more responsible, because it'll show you that this is going to be something that you're going to have to do on your own. Oh, and your parents not going to be there to do the things for you. So you have to start being that adult that you want to be, that you claim you're going to be so grown anyhow. But just remember, if you're going to college, are you truly grown? No, because why? Your parents still have to do the FAFSA. When you're doing your own FAFSA, you grown. When you're adulting completely and paying your own bills and everything, you grown. But when you in college, you almost grown. So I'm gonna give you that.
Oh, and also I do want to give like a piece of advice for people who are, you know, about to apply, or well, you know, it's time to apply by now. But even though, like, if you're waiting on schools or anything, you can stay on hold, guys. You can stay. It doesn't hurt to stay on hold. Y'all know I have been on every day after school, because I don't normally call like during school, or either if it's an off day I may call, but like after school every day, because I know like at 5 they about to go home. I will sit on that phone till 5:05. I will sit on that phone till however long, until they hang up the phone on me, because I need to talk to somebody and just follow up on my application, and just to follow up and ask questions, because you know, they tell you to email people, but sometimes they're so busy, or either their emails, because I know one time it was someone, they said that my emails will go into their spam, so sometimes that's not always going to work. So I you know, it's not going to hurt you to stay on hold, especially if you're really passionate about going to that school. Even if you aren't passionate going to that school, you still just need to follow up. And like my mom said, it helps you with your time management, helps you with organization and everything like that. So I've been organizing what schools, you know, I have a spreadsheet of the acceptances, the deposits, and everything I need to make. And I also have been on top of, like, if they even, when I first started my applications, if I got an alert saying they didn't receive my transcript or anything, I would call, you know, do you need me to email this to you? Do you need me to do this, do that? Just to call and let them know. Like, even Claflin, I got into Claflin as well. Like, they So Claflin, I didn't hear anything from them. I wasn't getting any emails. I didn't get my portal. The day I called, she was like, oh, you've been accepted. And then she read the date. She was like, oh, this is today. So, like, literally the day I called there, I was informed that I was accepted, because I wasn't getting anything. So if you just stay on top of them, and sometimes, because I know it was one school, I called the man, and he was like, I just accepted your admission. So if they see that you're on top of it as well, they'll sometimes they'll work with you and help you out and everything like that.
Because they see you handling business like you need to handle business. And you're polite and professional.
So I definitely recommend doing that. But let me do another segment to end off this episode. This was supposed to end off the episode, but we got the gift of gab over here. So this is the end of this episode. We want to thank y'all so much for listening. Stay tuned for more episodes, because I'm just going to probably start off just pulling out my phone and start talking to you all, because I want to get episodes out for y'all and just have a real talk, a real life conversation. Let y'all know that y'all are powerful, unique, successful heroes that have risen untouched. And I also have to get some more episodes in with my co-host again, because y'all know I'm about to leave, so I don't know.
And she's going to be crying.
I don't know.
She's probably going to try and do it on FaceTime or something. Who knows?
We're going to figure out a way for her to be doing these episodes with us, y'all. But I want to thank y'all so much for everything. Stay tuned for more episodes of the Push-Through podcast, the Push-Through Talk. And don't forget, this is where my Southern flair comes to life, and we can all push through, because we are all powerful, unique, successful heroes that have risen untouched.